Yeah, there's definitely, this time I got to throw this kitchen sink at him, you know, land everywhere. You know, this time I'm not gonna leave no stone unturned, no chance for any questions or anything. I want to nail him to the canvas and do it properly this time.
Daniel Dubois just turned up the heat with a fierce knockout warning for Oleksandr Usyk, vowing to slam the door shut on the champ's reign once and for all. However, reminiscing about the first fight, Daniel stated that his punch was not below the belt. Rather, he said he had worked on it in camp, preparing for a lethal outcome. For Dubois, calling that punch a low blow was inaccurate.
I thought it landed precise. We worked on that shot for a long time in camp, so we pulled it off, and yeah.
In addition, Daniel Dubois hasn't held back about how he sees the ending of that first fight. He firmly believes he was robbed of a rightful victory, insisting his shot should have been ruled a clean knockout. In Dubois' eyes, the moment was stolen by a controversial call, and he is carrying a grievance into the rematch, determined to make sure there is no doubt left.
I feel like they robbed me out of that.
Yeah, you feel like you're robbed from a victory?
Yeah, definitely.
Usyk's just a big actor. Do you know, like when he dances like this, he goes crazy like this in the ring?
Yeah, it's part of his culture.
Like that dance one?
Yeah. You see it?
Yeah. And his coach goes crazy as well, doesn't he?
Yeah.
It's like they're taking for ecstasy or something. They're dancing.
Techno, innit?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. To be honest, I don't even like going back onto that, but you know, it was what it was at the time. I'm a new fighter, a man of the future now. That's in the past.
Backing up that point, promoter Frank Warren has doubled down on the claim, stating that he was unfairly denied a knockout win. Warren even produced a photograph as proof. He believes the punch landed cleanly on the correct side and not below the belt, as ruled on fight night.
He got hurt. There you go. You see that?
It's just on the belt line, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's not about the belt. It's about the navel, and the navel's down there. His navel is there, not on the belt line. The rules say the navel, and he's caught in there. These are not my photos. These are from the Sun library, and this is the sequence of punches. It's in there as well. It's the same angle.
Is it?
Yeah, but you look, see where it's landed. He's a hurtful puncher. He's one of those guys. If he hits you on the arms, you feel that power, and it's sort of in your mind. You think, oh, geez, I don't want that on my chin.
Moreover, Spencer Oliver highlighted the transformation he sees in Daniel Dubois ahead of the rematch. Oliver pointed out that Dubois hasn't just improved physically, it's his mental growth that stands out. Watching Dubois perform now, Oliver says it's clear the heavyweight challenger believes in himself in a way he didn't before and understands his past shortcomings.
Well, I'm down there frequently, actually, and what kind of mindset Daniel Dubois has grown, not just as a fighter, but mentally as well. And I think that's the difference, Simon, when you look at, you know, his career performances in recent times and you see the improvements there. That's not just the physicalities that have improved, but the mental state of mind as well. And he truly believes in himself. You know, he knows where he went wrong against Oleksandr Usyk last time. He knows where the fight was won and lost, and they're going to correct that. They've got a great game plan going into this one. The strategy's perfect. If they can execute that, we're in for a serious fight for sure. But he's mentally in a really, really strong place.
Furthermore, Daniel Dubois states that he is promising an all-out assault on Usyk, and this time he plans to hit his entire body and land on every angle. Dubois promised to deliver an absolute bloodbath.
Yeah, there's definitely, this time I got to throw this kitchen sink at him, you know, land everywhere. You know, there's no other way this is gonna end. I'm gonna come out with all the belts. You know, I'm ready for him, and I'm really hungry. This time it's gonna be a bloodbath, and I'm gonna.
Adding on, Daniel states that he's ready to unleash everything in his arsenal to make sure there's no room for controversial doubt.
Now we're talking about it, I'll get a chance to rectify that, you know, put that controversy to bed, and you know, wipe the set clean. So that's what I'm focused on now. When I watch it back, you know, it was definitely over, but it was political, and there was all of that stuff going on with the war and everything. So, you know, this time I'm not gonna leave no stone unturned. No chance for any questions or anything. I want to nail him to the canvas and do it properly this time.
However, Usyk said he sees a weakness in Dubois. He implied that he might still carry a touch of fear from their first encounter. For Usyk, it's all about exploiting that slight edge in doubt.
And people have labelled him and called him a quitter. They've seen what happened in the Joyce fight. Even against you, he finished the fight on his knee. Does he have a weakness?
Little bit yes, because maybe it's a younger guy, maybe Daniel a little bit afraid. I'm too, but my afraid is different.
In addition, Oleksandr Usyk gave fans a behind-the-scenes look at his training camp, dropping a day-in-the-life video that showcased exactly what it takes to prepare at the elite level. The footage revealed Usyk grinding through a variety of exercises and drills inside the gym, leaving no area unchecked, from strength work to technical sharpening.
2.5 years ago, Sergey called me, hey, listen, I find a good place, Spain, Gandia. Good weather, all year, good place for training, good beach, good food. Okay, maybe we try. Yeah, okay, we try. This is good.
Subsequently, Oleksandr Usyk pulled back the curtain even further, sharing that no two training camps are ever exactly the same. They focus on incorporating new training methods inside the gym and approach things differently each time.
We change every prepare, not all, but every my new camp, we do new exercise and we do new work.
My name is Jakub Hicki. I'm a physiologist, of course, strength conditioning trainer in the Usyk team. But I'm also responsible for monitoring fatigue, monitoring overreaching, and cognitive training.
I can only 2 words about Cuba. Crazy brains.
Moreover, Tony Bellew laid out what's at stake for both men in this rematch. He said that Usyk still has to prove that he can handle anything Dubois throws, whereas Dubois has unfinished business in his own head, while Bellew admits Dubois may be in a stronger place mentally this time. He stressed that physically he's still the same fighter.
He's got to prove that he can take whatever Daniel Dubois throws at him and basically get rid of him again. No, that's what he's got to prove. As for this man,
he's going to go into this fight. Remember your mate Rocky when he puts the elbows out and he's letting whoever hit him to the body just to prove he can take a body shot.
For Daniel Dubois has got a lot of demons to revisit, and he's going to revisit them in this fight. I think he's in a different place mentally now than he was before the first fight. I don't want to say he's grown up and mature, because I think he's the same fighter as he was. It's just his mental approach is going to have to be different. So let's be honest, the question that was given to us, it's all about Daniel Dubois.
Furthermore, Bellew stated that fans and pundits should no longer question Oleksandr, as he has proved time and time again that he can deal with anybody and he is not going to give up. Rather, he will be fighting to make sure his hand is the one getting raised.
Oleksandr Usyk cannot be questioned in any way, shape or form, whether it's going to your backyard, whether it's can he do this, he's ticked every box he's ever came across. Our man here, Daniel Dubois, hasn't, but of recent has. So we've seen him do the wrong things in the past. We've seen him take a knee, whatever have you. But the best way to explain Daniel Dubois is he's a 27-year-old veteran. This man is the only fighter in the history of boxing to go to everybody's backyard and dethrone them.
Yeah. Beating killers in their backyard. Yeah.
Remember, he's the only fighter.
However, Intercontinental Champion Dave Allen offered his own take on why Daniel Dubois came up short against Oleksandr Usyk the first time around. Analyzing the fight, Allen pointed out that Dubois simply wasn't prepared physically for the challenge Usyk posed. posed. In Allen's view, Dubois lacked the full size and strength of a true heavyweight back then.
I think as a heavyweight, he boxed Usyk, I think he was 25 the first time. I can only speak from my experience. At 25, I was a kid. I think heavyweights at 25, Mike Tyson aside, they're all kids. Look at Lennox Lewis at 25, then look at him again at 35. He was twice the size physically, and mentally it's massive as well. I think as all men, we mature in our late 20s maybe.
Building on that, Dave is putting his money on Daniel Dubois to get the job done this time. Allen doubts Oleksandr Usyk can show up any better than he did the first time, arguing that at this stage, Usyk can only be on a physical decline. In contrast, he sees Dubois as a fighter who's still improving and adding new layers to his game every time out.
I think Dubois will win. I think Usyk, he can't be getting any better. In the last 3 years, Usyk will not have got any better. If any, he can only be in physical decline. Dubois is getting better all the time. So for that, I'll go for Dubois.
Meanwhile, Carl Frampton praised Oleksandr. He displayed admiration for the Ukrainian champ, recognizing his ice-cold composure, pointing out that nothing rattles him. Frampton highlighted how Usyk simply brushes everything off like it's nothing, never letting anyone get under his skin.
If there's a fighter on the planet, if someone says to me which fighter on the planet right now has the best mentality, the most mental strength, I would say this man.
Agreed.
I mean, he's just bulletproof. He is bulletproof. And I think that nothing gets under his skin. You see people trying to wind him up. He laughs it off. He's a fan base throughout the world. He's supported globally. He's dealing with a war going on at the minute in his country. Mentally, the strongest maybe there's ever been.
100%. With the accolades that he has under his belt, you can't not be 110% truly
he's the only
believing in yourself.
It's got to diminish at some point though.
Additionally, Johnny Nelson stated that he is not expecting any surprises when Oleksandr Usyk and Daniel Dubois meet again. He's confident Usyk will come out on top just like the first time. Nelson called staging the fight at Wembley a bold, brave move, but questioned whether it was the right call. In his view, the demand just might not be there to fill such a massive venue. He believes they'd have been better off choosing a more compact arena.
I think it would be repeat. I think the fight at Wembley, I think it's a bold, brave statement to try and make. I personally don't think it'll sell out in Wembley. I personally think they'd have been better looking for somewhere smaller. I think it's very ambitious, and I'm quite sure the weeks coming up to it, because they've sold out, they want to sort out. Because unless you're a boxing fan, unless it's AJ or Fury in there at the moment, you ain't going to get the numbers we've got recently at Wembley.
Nelson doubled down on his pick, reminding everyone that Oleksandr Usyk has proven himself time and time again at the highest level. Nelson believes there's no room to question whether Usyk can deliver under pressure. Factually, Nelson admits an upset is always possible in boxing, even against Dubois, but in his eyes, the smart money stays with the man who's shown he can rise to every challenge.
I think it's a good fight. I do think Oleksandr Usyk has proven time and time again, so we have no right to actually question whether he can do it again. When he's boxed somebody once, he beats him easier the second time around. And you're only going by fact. So it's not talking crap, it's by fact. And I think, factually, that probably happened again with Daniel Dubois.
Do you feel like he'd stop Daniel Dubois again in a rematch?
I do. I think he'll stop him.
While Johnny Nelson is firmly backing Usyk to repeat his success, he didn't hold back in giving Daniel Dubois his due. Nelson praised Dubois as a naturally strong fighter, a heavyweight with raw power that can't be overlooked.
And I like Daniel, though his confidence has grown. I like how Daniel has really, he's come a bit more vocal, and Daniel's a naturally strong individual. I think Don Charles is a brilliant coach. And I think he's never been given the credit he deserves, and he's only just getting it now. And maybe Don, just don't forget who he is. Forget he's a kind-hearted person.
Nevertheless, Tony Bellew states that the only chance Daniel has of winning is in the first half. He admits that Dubois carries the power well throughout the rounds, but has a tendency to slow down as the rounds progress.
Do you think, does anyone give him a chance after 6 rounds? That, for me, I think Daniel Dubois' big chance here is the first 6.
He carries his power late though.
No,
See
he
that
does,
against
but
slows down a bit, doesn't he?
it's not that he slows down. It's up here with me. For
Well,
Daniel
yeah,
Dubois.
you're right.
It's all the problems are all up here because I think as a fighting specimen, as an athletic specimen, the boy's a machine.
Meanwhile, weighing in, Teddy Atlas made it clear he has nothing but love and respect for both Daniel Dubois and Oleksandr Usyk, not just as fighters, but as men. Atlas praised their character both as fighters and as men.
All right, I'll start with this. I love both guys. I have respect for both guys. And look, we're close to Usyk, so I'm not going to hide that. And I think a lot of both of them as men. Forget about fighters, as men. I think a lot of Usyk, the man he is, what he's done really for his country, to really fight during the pressure of his country being torn apart and invaded by another country, by Russia. I also have a lot of respect for Dubois, for the man he is and what he's become.
However, Teddy shut down the idea that this rematch will play out exactly like the first. He stated flatly that people expecting the same fight are mistaken, but even so, he can't pick against Oleksandr Usyk. For Atlas, Usyk's greatest strength is simple but undeniable, and no matter the challenge, he always finds a way to win.
Dubois has found himself. He's a different fighter. He's a different animal now. Anyone who thinks that it's the same fight, they're wrong. I can't go against Usyk. I can't. Because the guy, his greatest strength is he always finds a way to win. Always. The amateurs, Olympic gold, cruiserweights, unified heavyweights, goes to London, fights a bigger guy, fights him twice, beats him. Then he goes and fights a bigger guy again, fights him twice, Fury, beats him. I mean, the guy knows how to, finds a way to win. He's special, but he's getting older. I would have preferred, like I said, I have nothing but admiration for both. I have some maybe extra love towards Usyk.
In addition, Teddy Atlas spoke honestly about the harsh reality of the fight game, noting that Oleksandr Usyk has been in the trenches for a long time and that boxing is an unforgiving business. Atlas said he'd love to see Usyk hang up the gloves and ride off into the sunset while still on top, pointing out that the Ukrainian champion has achieved everything and then some.
But Usyk, I would have loved to see him walk off into the sunset after the last Fury fight. He's getting older. He's been in a lot of tough fights. He had hundreds of amateur fights. This is an unforgiving business. It is. I know it firsthand. I'm not saying he's not going to win or he can't win. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying I would have loved to see. I like the movie to end the way I like it to end. I just don't want him to stay too long. But having said that, this is a different fight. Dubois is young. He's getting better. He's found himself. He's at that place now in his life where he's only going to get better.
In the end, whether Daniel Dubois can flip the script or Oleksandr Usyk continues to cement his legacy once again, this rematch has all the makings of a defining moment for both men. With raw power, lingering controversy, and two contrasting mindsets colliding under the bright lights, the stakes could not be higher. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to hit the bell icon so you are notified when all the latest updates drop, and we will see you in the next video with more exciting updates.